In the lead-up to the spring statement, a confidential memo from the Office of Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner reportedly pressed Chancellor Rachel Reeves to bolster public finances by raising taxes by an estimated £3 billion to £4 billion annually through a range of fiscal measures. The document, obtained by the Daily Telegraph, outlined proposals such as increasing the corporation tax rate for banks, extending the freeze on the income threshold for the 45% tax bracket to capture more high earners, eliminating the tax-free allowance on dividends, and reinstating the lifetime pensions allowance, a cap on pension savings subject to higher taxation, which had been abolished under the previous Conservative government. Although Labour had previously signalled intentions to restore this pension cap before the general election, the party ultimately abandoned the plan prior to finalising its manifesto. Reeves, however, rejected these tax-raising suggestions, opting instead to implement £5 billion in welfare reductions during the March statement, underscoring her commitment to avoiding tax hikes and maintaining fiscal discipline. Within government circles, sources emphasise that such discussion papers are routinely circulated between departments without requiring formal ministerial approval, framing the memo as part of standard interdepartmental dialogue. Nevertheless, the document has fueled ongoing debates within the Labour Party as it approaches the June deadline for finalising departmental spending plans. Left-leaning party members, in particular, have voiced concerns over Reeves's fiscal strategy, arguing that introducing a wealth tax or loosening restrictions on borrowing could prevent cuts to critical public services. Reeves has remained steadfast, vowing not to borrow for day-to-day expenditures, a stance that has intensified internal party friction. The memo's revelations have drawn sharp criticism from the opposition. Conservative Shadow Chancellor Mel Stride, speaking to the Telegraph, seized on the document as evidence that Labour's leadership remains influenced by the policies of Jeremy Corbyn's era. He accused senior ministers, including Rayner, of plotting further tax increases, warning that Reeves's refusal to rule out additional fiscal measures in the autumn signals potential future tax hikes. Beyond the memo, Labour's fiscal and spending decisions have sparked broader unease among its MPs. The welfare cuts announced in the spring statement, including stricter eligibility criteria for disability benefits, have drawn particular scrutiny. Poole MP Neil Duncan Jordan, speaking on BBC's Today programme, cautioned that these measures could push 400,000 people into poverty, a prospect he described as misaligned with Labour's values. He highlighted an active internal debate about prioritising revenue generation over benefit reductions. Similarly, the government's decision to limit winter fuel payments to only the most financially vulnerable pensioners has provoked significant discontent. The policy, blamed by some for Labour's recent local election setbacks, has prompted discussions among senior government figures about potential reversals, such as adjusting the income threshold for eligibility or restoring universal payments. Reeves, however, has defended the cut as essential for stabilising public finances. Further tensions have arisen over the government's decision to fund increased defence spending by reducing the aid budget, a move that led to the resignation of International Development Minister Annalisa Dodds. In her resignation letter, Dodds expressed frustration that the government prioritised cuts over revisiting its fiscal rules or exploring new taxation approaches. Meanwhile, Work and Pensions Secretary Liz Kendall, in a speech scheduled for Wednesday, is expected to warn that the welfare system faces collapse without significant reforms, adding urgency to the ongoing debates.